YouTube. In 3, 2, 1. Oh, ballers and a bro fist to you all as we return after 3 long weeks for the web show. We certainly had no problem starting the show, did we, Mr. Ghost?
Absolutely not. No.
Not a problem at all.
Second.
No issue. Move back. Perfect. Mr. Best Man. Mr. Best Man. Weddings, Warlords of Draenor Alpha. Basically, so much shit going on that you couldn't even make it up. Let's intro. You all thought it was going to be the long intro, didn't you? You all thought it, don't fucking lie. Crazy Eyes Mike's got it going on. You all thought it was going to be the long intro, but it's not. What do you want first, though? Warlords of Draenor Alpha? While I was on my honeymoon? Can you fucking believe the goddamn rage that came across me at the time?
I couldn't imagine.
I was fucking furious.
When it got released.
Absolutely furious.
And I got it, and you were away. Like...
I didn't even get it in the first round. That is the sad part about it, is I didn't get Warlords of Draenor Alpha in the first part. It didn't come through. I got all these tweets while I was late on my fucking quality holiday on my honeymoon that Warlords of Draenor Alpha had come out, and I was so fucking angry because I didn't even get my invite, and I had been promised that invite for so long. I'd been offered Heart of the Swarm Alpha, Heroes of the Storm, fucking Diablo, Reaper of Goddamn
Heroes
Souls,
of the
all these shitty Blizz games that are no good to me, and I was like, no, I want to make sure I'm in for Warlords of Draenor Alpha. And you know the replies I got? Cool, man, that's alright, but you can have both. And I'm like, no, I'd be a good guy. I'm not gonna make enough content out of it. Just
You'd never
make
make
sure
it
you
in my guild, mate, with that sort of attitude.
That's why
Take everything
you can. Grab it. It might have even been the case. I even thought about this. Is it because I turned down so much stuff that I didn't get the offer? And I was so fucking angry. It was the Dominican Republic where I went on my honeymoon. And I went on it. And I was like, I can't even make a big fuss out of this, because if I start moaning about like work gaming stuff on my honeymoon, Emma's going to freak out. So I was like, I need to go for a walk. And I'll be back soon.
Did you cry in the sand?
I went full business mode. I'm not even joking. I got on Skype and started contacting, because I have some Blizzard dudes on my fucking Skype and all that, and I was sending messages, and it wasn't like, hey man, you know, I didn't get a lot. I was like, where's my offer invite? I got really serious about it. I was angry as fuck. I was like, this is my business. You're goofing me up.
Not my fucking honeymoon, goddammit!
Yeah.
Shit!
Oh my god, it was goofing me up so much. And it took days, and then it finally came. I woke up with my phone going like this, going fucking mental, and I was like, what the hell is going on? And that's when I got the invite, and people were letting me know. I do want to say thank you, though, to lots of people who have told me, because being on the Alpha is really cool. I bumped into all the YouTubers and all that kind of stuff, and they were all like, yeah, we put your name down as a... Because the first people who got Alpha got asked by Blizzard, who do you think should join the Alpha? And they were all like... I got told by so many people, they were like, yeah, we put you down to make sure you got an Alpha, because we weren't sure if you got one or not. And I was like, thank you! Thank you so much for everybody who did that to make sure. But it turned out I didn't need one anyway. I was just apparently in the second wave.
I was just going to say then, if that was the case, who the fuck gave Vanish a code?
How did Vanish?
Isn't the stipulation... get one. Isn't the stipulation family, wait for it, or friends, which he has none.
Yeah. It was a disturbing... I was so angry, and I had to hide it. And I had to go sit in a lobby, and I just sent so many emails out. I was getting in contact with Curse. I was getting in contact with MMO Champion. I was like, fix this now. Do not fuck me over at this point. And I had to wait days for the reply. Fucking thank God. But let's talk a little bit about the wedding. Because I'm married now. No rings.
Married,
as I did say, I don't like jewellery. I don't like jewellery whatsoever. So, what did you think of the wedding? What was your overall?
It was well good.
It was a fantastic day.
Not just because you sat like a foot away from me. It's probably the best wedding that I've been to.
It was silly.
Fun!
And fun. Yeah, it was silly and fun. It's exactly what we're going for.
But that's what I mean though. Like, when people go to a wedding, regardless of how close a friend or family it is, 9 times out of 10, you're waiting for that rigmarole of just, let's just get this fucking ceremony done with so I can eat.
So I can eat.
Yeah, but that was it though. It's like, because I was surrounded by my friends, and a lot of them are obviously your family and that, and then the ceremony itself was a laugh, let's be honest, which I know that you're going to talk about, and the food afterwards at a place where we all go to anyway, so we know it's fucking good food, and it was just a quality laugh.
So we went to this place called Bramall Hall, so you can Google it. Bramall Hall, where we... it was an outdoor. It's a very nice, classy place, very traditional kind of wedding place. We're all suited and booted, and we got in the car. I had a brilliant day because I didn't have Max all day. I had to escape the house because I couldn't see the bride. Although I did. I stayed with Emma the night before. I don't get that you can't stay together the night before. I think that's bullshit. What
bad luck.
Oh, I didn't want Emma. Emma didn't even want to stay in the house on her own.
And do you know why I know it was bad luck? Because I nearly lost your fucking ring.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. So I then went off to my mother's house and I just went to sleep. It was so good. It was the first time since Max was born that I didn't have anything to do. Like, for hours.
I love that you can say that on your wedding day. It's a good job you just said for hours. It's the first time in my life that I didn't have nothing to do on my wedding day.
I had no PC. I had no son. I had no wife. I was just like, I had a bath. And then my mum set me up in the spare room to get ready. I walked in and I went, huh, I can nap. I never get to nap. I've got a nap. I was just laying in bed. Mum come in with a cup of tea. She's like, do you want a brew? And I was like, fuck off. This is the best thing in my life right now. Leave me alone. And she just left me there for 2 hours. And my brother turned up. We got ready. Got in the cars, down to the place, met everybody, family turning up and all that. And then it came down to the wedding. But I had an intro for my wedding. Because it's been 13 years, so we were just having fun with it. It was just a formality of the wedding. So I thought, anyway. So I got locked in a chapel. Left the best men, yourself included, just organised people. But I had to be hidden from Emma's arrival. They were taking it really seriously. Like the people in charge, they were like, you've got to make sure you don't see the bride. I'm like, all right. I was like, yeah, but and they must be used to people cheating.
She's hideous.
Yeah, they must be used to people cheating. He's like, we'll walk you down the corridor looking away. It's like, all right, I'm old enough to be able to turn my head. It's fine. And they were like, no, we'll make sure you don't see it. It's like, I can walk down a corridor without looking out of a window. I'm capable of doing this. And I got locked in a fucking chapel for so long, 25, 30 minutes, because Emma had to go through all this process. And I could hear her mouthing off. And already I'm starting to rethink, should I get married? Because I can hear the chirping.
Is it worth it?
Is it worth it? I'm in a different room and I can hear the chirping going on. And I came out to Pantera, walk.
Wait for it.
Wait.
You're a cheeky bastard. You're a cheeky bastard, I can hear you.
Chirping, weren't you?
Oh,
fucking
yeah.
chirping.
We heard it in the main room.
Chirping.
It was ridiculous.
Did you hear that?
You're like a fucking football fan outside.
Ben, come on, mate. Just ignore him. Come on.
Ben knows, he's sticking up for us.
So I can hear this fucking gob flapping.
I know. It was ridiculous.
Flapping. Went and hid in the chapel. She got hidden away in her room. And then I came out to Pantera Walk. Did it like a wrestling entrance.
It was good.
Got everybody cheering.
High-fived
everybody. I high-fived Emma's dad. All these like people who didn't know what was going on. I was like high-fiving everybody all the way down. Fucking giving it all that. Went across the best men and my brother. Giving it all the high-fives. And then, this is the best part. The registrar lady who like conducts the ceremony. She was taken aback. She didn't know what to think. She'd never seen someone do that.
No.
She was just amateur. So there she goes, and now with a more traditional entrance, here comes the bride, Emma. Chesney Hawks blasting through the fucking speakers. I am the one and only, baby. And her face was just like, motherfucker.
Didn't see that coming, did you?
Wrecked! Because I was looking her in the face. Obviously, I'm face to face with this woman. She looks at me, she goes, now with more traditional entrance. I went,
you know nothing.
you've got no
Jon
idea,
Snow.
love. You've got no idea as the Chesney Hawks started blaring. And she came out, and by then we had, in fact, this is a completely true story, okay? Completely true for the wedding. And it's a funny story as well. She was broken by then, the woman who was leading the ceremony. We broke her. She didn't know what the fuck to think.
Like a wild horse, mate.
Yeah, she cracked, hadn't she?
Yeah.
So she tried to get on with it. And the mistakes that were made is she called me Andy. During the wedding, she actually said, can you want to put the ring on Andy's finger? And so Emma went, I'd rather put it on Mike's finger.
But first she said, oh God, yes.
She looked so confused. She went, oh yeah?
That's Mike.
She was so broken. And then then you dropped the rings in the middle of the ceremony.
Well, dropped is an understatement.
Dropped the wedding rings.
No, I'll tell you what, I'll keep it as short as possible. Basically, like, I was best man at my brother's wedding, and I thought it looked nicer in presentation. I had the rings at my brother's wedding in the boxes, both in one hand, opened, and when he said the ring for the bride or whatever, I'd present them the box and they'd take it out. So she says to me, I said to her, I was going to do that. She says, no, take them out of the box, put them on your little fingers. So I was like, all right. So I put them on, and Emma's was a thin band, so it wasn't that bad. So I gave you Emma's band, and yours was a big band.
It's my grandfather's ring, I think.
It is your grandfather's.
It was a ceremonial piece. I never wore it even on the day.
And as I'm sat there, I'm sat with my hands like that, and I weren't thinking. I thought, Jesus Christ, this ring is getting sweaty. You're going to have a comment as soon as I fucking give it you, your wedding or not. And you would have done. So I took it off my little finger, hold it like an idiot. This is so fucking rookie. Hold it like so. The bangle was like that in my fingers, and then put my blazer onto the tops of it, and then squeezed
you give it a rub?
Yeah.
Were you trying to give it a rub?
Exactly.
Okay.
I was trying to get the sweat off it, so and I squeezed it, and it fired off like a BB gun, and hit the ground like a cymbal on these stone.
It was like that movie intro where the guy bangs the gun. He gives
You've
it all
heard is like, I mean, your nephew said it perfectly. As I picked it up and sat back down, he leant forward and said, "I've heard quieter swords clashing."
It was so loud.
It was like a cymbal. It went boom, boom, boom. It was like, you know, when Sonic gets hit like that.
So I trolled Emma as well because Emma's middle name is Edith. It was the whole thing.
Oh, that was well funny. That was funny.
So you got to like read. This woman's like, okay, now you repeat after me, Mike. You take Emma, Edith, blah blah blah, to be your wife and all that.
That's the first time I've heard of her middle name.
Well, but the best thing is the acronym is EW. Ew. So it was just our last name begins with a W. So when it came to it, I went, I do take Emma Edith. Shout it out so loud, I got really fucking pissing. That was well good. And then fucking Max started crying because he'd seen his mum and all that. It was hilarious from start to, and at the end she was just like, let's get this wedding over with, like, and she completely cracked and she left so quickly afterwards. She didn't know what to say. She was like, I've never been at a wedding like this.
Can we tell her what she said to the...
Okay, yeah, so me and Emma got married.
This is genius. And if anyone was going to deliver this indirect insult in a crowd of a football field, it'd be Emma.
Well, we'd been married for, I want to say, about 90 seconds. And we had to leave the hall to get our first picture taken as man and wife. So we went out into this red carpet business. And this woman photographer, I'm not shitting you guys, right? She was really slim. She was 50, so a slim 50-year-old. So, you know, you're not talking a size to 0. But she was a lovely, slender lady. Except, she did have a rather bizarre potbelly.
Yeah, like she'd eaten a child.
Exactly. It was like she'd literally smuggled a basketball in a shirt or something
exactly,
like that. So Emma, 90 seconds we've been married, just walks up to her and goes, so when's your baby due? Oh. And I knew this woman wasn't pregnant, but fucking hell, it was brilliant. She went, are you asking me? And Emma went, no, I mean that lady behind you, which was my mother. My mother behind it, and she fucking looked so embarrassed, and I was laughing. I couldn't stop laughing. It was so fucking good. It was absolutely brilliant. This woman looked so pissed off.
I can't wait to see your wedding pictures that she took.
Well, the ones before then should be really good.
Yeah, yeah.
I haven't seen any of my wedding pictures yet, but the ones that one was captured on a mobile phone that was showing in the background. But that was 90 seconds we've been married. She dropped that line, and then we had to blame it on my mum. Oh, not you. That lady behind you is my mum. And then what I did to try and cover it, husband style, is when she'd stopped taking the pictures and she was walking away, I kind of loudly whispered to Emma, don't ask that woman over there about a pregnancy because she doesn't want people to know. As if we were like, as if we weren't really talking about it. It was fucking unbelievable. So after that, we went and had all our pictures done in the fields, which took forever, didn't it? And I got angry with the photographers.
Oh my.
We even had a woman collapse. The old lady collapsed during our wedding pictures. We had to walk around this park for about 30 minutes. And do you know what? Like, some people don't like getting a picture taken, right? You know that.
I love my picture being
We
taken.
don't give...
I'm good looking.
Yeah, we're on here with flickery backgrounds. We're fine. But there's some people who don't, so they were hiding at the back. And plus there are some people who are there who aren't close friends and family. So they were chilling at the back and all that. The fucking photographer was like, you there, hiding in the back. Come forward. Each picture was about 15 minutes.
He couldn't organise a piss up in a brewery, that guy.
It was driving me mad, so we just said, get on with it.
Take
because,
my
like,
fucking pictures.
we've got a man down.
Exactly.
We've got a man down. You can't keep doing this. We're losing people throughout this process. There's now people on the ground. We need to sort this out. You need to get it fixed immediately. So we fucking finally got that finished. And then we went for a curry, which was awesome. And got really pissed.
And it was unlimited supply of 4
Unlimited curries. Endless curry, which was fucking... It was the best idea we could come up with, get everybody in for a Ruby. And then eventually... We actually thought we weren't going to do the speeches. Because it was getting really late and we hadn't done them.
It wasn't
it was about half.
Do you know what though? I'm glad they got done then, and that I sort of feel for Wig, and it took a lot more balls than my half of the speech, purely because he was driving and there was a lot of people there, and like.
Well, you don't like. How can you say? How can you say you don't
because
like? Because
this is what I mean though. Like now, if I'm just chatting, I can talk. If I've got to say like a scripted. Well, anything that's scripted, I'm not that good at it. I can't act it. I'm not a good actor, basically.
You shouldn't have scripted it. You should have done it on the day.
I can't do that.
Wing it.
But the thing is, like, by the time it got to, like, say, Jim was driving, so he was stone cold sober, I was pretty pissed.
I was well pissed.
By the time I had about, like, I think I had about 7 pints before I got up for the speech. But it got to the point where at first I was like, there's a lot of fucking people here. By the time it got to the speech, I was like, fuck it, let's go!
Let's go! Let's do it, let me talk. Let me talk. Pull out your scroll.
At one point, I meant to say fantastic. That was it, yeah, as well. I meant to say it's a fantastic day. I ended up saying it's a mantastic day.
It was a mantastic day.
It was a mantastic day. But apart from that, it was a good speech, mate. There was tears. As soon as I said, Emma looks beautiful, your mum nearly burst into tears, mate.
I tell you what was making me... There's an awkward moment at weddings, and it's people crying. And it was Emma's dad. Was gonna cry, and he's looking at me, and he was doing the jaw jiggle, you know, like a hamster's a-hole when you rape it. He was giving it that wriggle.
Oh, I know the
yeah,
face.
you know the one, don't you? So he was looking at me. He's like, I'm like, don't cry, dude. Don't do it, because I'm gonna laugh. And I was like, don't cry at my wedding. Please don't cry. But it was the whole day was pretty awesome. And then the very next morning, which we screwed up actually, we went for the immediate honeymoon. That was a mistake.
Why?
It was a mistake because we had no time to prepare at all in between the wedding, because all the girls got ready here and leaving. And that was bad. And I went on a honeymoon to the Dominican Republic for a week, right? The Dominican Republic for a week, and I really didn't appreciate what it would be like to put an 8-month-old boy in a tube for 9 hours. And that was a mistake. That was an error. There was an error in judgment in putting an 8-month-old child on a plane for 9 hours. That was possibly the most painful experience of my life.
Well,
I'm not even going to exaggerate now. I've not been through a more horrible period of time. So I was on edge constantly.
You know why that was harder for you than it was for me? Because Ava was 10 months of my brother's wedding there. It was harder for you purely because we went with 8 people, and sat right behind me and Suzanne was my mum and dad. So as soon as Ava started to get cranky, like she'd seen my face, or Suzanne's face had seen much, she was just like...
Yeah, I couldn't do that. It was just between me and Emma. I mean, I'm a big guy anyway, so then plane seats suck. I felt really bad for the lady who was sat next to.
You said 8-month-old, by the way.
You know what I mean.
I just wanted to bring it up.
The technicality squad. You're going to get it later, by the way. Technicality team. Team technicality, you're going to get it later. But yeah, that was the worst experience ever. That was... When that plane couldn't have landed any quicker. And then what was on the movie? Frozen on repeat.
I'd love it. I love that film.
Fucking times that film was on.
Let
5
go,
times.
Let it
Oh,
go.
Jesus fucking Christ.
I'm a blonde-haired fucking hoe.
Everybody around me was fine though. I hate it. You go through this weird period, and you guys probably know that, especially if you've not had kids. When you've been on a plane and there's a kid crying, and you just think, I would never bring a kid on that plane. But once you've got one, it's like, I can't not travel because I've got a kid. There's just no way I can do that. And in fact, most people are parents who were around us, and they were fine with it. They were like, you know, is he upset? Blah, blah, blah. Walking around the fucking... I must have done 10 miles in that plane. Easy, just walking around with him. So most people were actually fine, but I imagine some people were pretty pissed off, but whatever. Not gonna fucking cry about it. But I did go to the Dominican, which was alright. It's well not worth it though. I don't think for that.
I loved it.
Journey. You loved it. I was so bored by the end of it.
God damn it! It was 2 weeks of bliss. The only thing I didn't like it was subpar Wi-Fi.
My Wi-Fi was legit. $60 for a week. $60 dues for a week of a Wi-Fi, which was only per device though, and they locked your IP to your phone.
Oh, I knew that.
And then nightmare struck people, and I want to get your views on this. Emma's phone was stolen. Her iPhone 4S was stolen during breakfast, and it had all the photographs on it because her camera is well better than mine on her phone, and it was taken from her, and it was a grim experience, a really grim experience. It was bad, and
we spoke about this, didn't we? Yeah.
Well, it's that fucking serious. Like, she wasn't bothered about the phone. It was the pictures that were on it. You can't replace those, right? So we'd only been there like 3 days, and then the phone was stolen. So she reported. I said, look, you gotta go and tell somebody the phone's been stolen. So it was a big buffet thing. And this woman, I'd never seen security appear from so many different places that you didn't know existed. I mean, beef fucking security, because it was a resort where you couldn't leave or anything. It was all completely enclosed. And these security guys came out of nowhere, like proper police guys, and they started rounding up the staff. It was really intense, and I had to stand there with Max. I had to stand there with fucking Max, and while they carted them 3 at a time, and I'm sure these guys were strip searched and all sorts, go through the lockers, and they wouldn't let any of them out of the area. They enclosed everybody in the area. It's like, you got to stay here. And they marched these guys out 3 at a time, marched them back in, took another 3, and then they made them go through all the rubbish bags in front of everybody. I felt really bad because I don't think the fucking... I mean, this is what I'll get your opinion on. Who's going to steal a mobile phone, right? Is it going to be the staff or is it going to be one of the guests? Because
It depends where you are.
well, let's put it in context. In the Dominican, working in a resort is actually a pretty cush job because it's air conditioned.
Permanent holiday. For what you're.
Well, they get a place to stay. Remember, there's no money there. There's nothing else. There's tourism.
It's
That's
life,
it. They get a job where they get to stay somewhere. They get a room. The guys I'm talking about, then the girls, and they get rooms. They get clean water, which is a big deal over there. Got to bear that in mind. It's a big deal. Air conditioned, food paid for. You don't get a lot of money. You get it on. They get tips. You're supposed to tip constantly, and taking a phone is well not worth it because the other work that's over there is building hotels, which is being out in scorching heat all day doing construction, which has got to be horrific. Every day building and shit like that. So I was like saying to Emma, these guys look terrified because they could just sack them all instantly. They could say, look, one of you is a thief. You're all out of it. And they have no problem doing that because there's probably 2,000 guys waiting to get another job to replace them. I was like, it's well not worth it for them to steal the phone. So I think it was a guest, probably a kid or something, or a teenager, who's grabbed it and walked off with it because she'd left it on the table while she was feeding Max, which was really sad. And I was like, I think it's a fucking, I think it was a guest, but we never found it anyway. Phone got fucking nicked, which was a pisser.
Shit happens though.
Shit happens. Get over it. Same thing, but they locked it down. But the cool thing about that is you can actually, when we phoned Emma's phone company, they're like, do you want me to basically cripple the phone to death? And we were like, well, we can't use that. Find my iPhone. It's switched off. It's like, oh, it doesn't matter. It's got something in it, and we can find it. When they do switch it on, even if they change SIM cards, we'll find the fucking phone. Do you want us to kill the phone? You're like, well, yeah. It's like, yeah, it's done now. I was like, wow, that's really cool. It actually gave me a nice peace of mind. Is that you're not getting anything. You're not getting anything like that. So why blame the young? It was a very expensive place. To put it in context, why I say a teenager or something, it was a very expensive place. I can't see any of the people who pay there stealing a phone. It just doesn't add up. That's my context there for being a teenager or somebody who wants an iPhone or something like that. None of the, I really doubt, unless they were on like some sort of package deal or something. I don't know. I wouldn't like to guess who did it. It could have been a member of staff. I don't know. But either way, it got nicked and she lost it all. And she was really sad face. Oh, but that came back to the UK and had a fucking fantastic.
And then broke your phone.
I just smashed my phone this morning. My phone is completely smashed. You can actually almost see the cracks in it all the way down my phone. It's wrecked. So I don't know how that... See how far it comes down. Oh, well, I'll put my phone up. I'll put my phone up. Yeah, okay. Phone's dead. Pretty good, pretty good. And then went to the UK and could not wait to get back. 5 a.m. I woke up to start playing Warlords of Draenor Alpha. I was like that in bed. If I go now... This is about 9 p.m. I got back and I was like, if I go now, will she moan? Because I'm technically still on honeymoon till tomorrow morning. Will she fucking moan? Will she complain? And I was good. I was a good boy. I waited till 5 a.m. The second Max woke me up because he grabbed the back of my hair and woke me up. I was like, I've got to go now. Start work. Bye. I just logged in.
Nice.
I think I played like 28 hours of WoD back to back, just non-stop all the way through it. So I've only played for a day and a half. I think I got about 36 hours into it, which was pretty cool. So you got WoD Alpha as well?
I did.
Not played it yet though.
No.
That's why you are inefficient.
I waited till you got back.
You waited till we got back. I kind of want to talk about it in part 2, all the WoD Alpha stuff, because we've only got about 25 minutes left here, and there's lots to talk about. So should we start some controversy with these people right here? I think we should upset some people.
I hope it's the topic that I'm thinking of.
It is the topic I'm thinking of.
Because now we're in the same car, and I can weigh into it.
Yeah, you see, something else happened while I was away. And that was the release of a certain game. Now, as I've said many, many times, I have actually no problem with the game. Fine game. Not for me, though, is what I said. Wasn't enough for me.
I'm going to go deeper.
So what I said is I'll play it when we get back. Unfortunately, the wheels fell off that game before I even managed to get back. The hype train not only left the station, but derailed and smashed. Amongst our group of friends, anyway. I'm being a bit smug about this. I'm not that happy about it because it's happened again. The same thing we've done a million times has happened again, as far as we're concerned. I don't want it to come across as smug, actually. I think it's kind of sad. But of course, most people seem to get it. Now, what I'd like to do, and I'm totally unprepared for this, I don't know if Delaw's in chat, is to set up, because I would genuinely like to know, I know a lot of people like to remain anonymous. If Mr. Delaw could set up as a straw poll...
You can do this so quickly, if you do it yourself.
Oh, I don't do anything myself.
Do you want me to do it on the other screen?
No, because I want you to do it.
Okay.
If Mr. Law could do that for us, that would be fantastic. Yeah, so Wildstar came out. You bought it.
I did.
Amongst our little group of friends play it.
I stayed, just for context, I stayed well clear of all beta footage. anything
You
to do
ignored.
with
Yeah,
that
you
game.
stayed.
I
You never played it.
I went in fresh
Even the
eyes.
open beta.
Even the open beta. The only thing I did was the night before the release, I checked the classes and the races. That is it.
So you bought Wildstar amongst, say, 6 or 7 of you?
Yes.
Would say you
And
actually
then
to play together.
Yeah, and then more like from Stark and elsewhere flocked to it
So
as well.
quite a lot of you went to play Wildstar. So let's get the obvious out of the way. How many of you are still playing?
I don't know.
I guess 2?
2, maybe 3.
2, maybe 3. So I've said my piece on Wildstar, and I know it gets the fanboy rage, and we'll start something out here. Okay, yeah, no problem, Vanish. What happened? Talk me through your process of what happened with it.
Right, no, I'll tell you in as quick as I can, the rise and the fall of it is I thought it looked amazing. I like the feel of having real-time aiming for abilities. I know you don't like that.
I do. I love it.
Oh, you do? You
Oh,
just don't
yeah,
shit on the floor.
yeah. The next game I played, it's an MMO. A big one. I'll talk about that later.
Okay, like real-time aiming and everything, I absolutely loved it. The fact that it's a futuristic MMO, I've been waiting for as well. So anyway, long story short, went into the game. Before I actually made the character that I leveled, I made a character who's... And this is what I'm going to say now, because a lot of people know that I like stuff that's superficial. 50% is why I quit is superficial. 50% is actual
You didn't actually enjoy the look of the game.
No, it's not the look of the game. This is the superficial that I'm going to tell you now.
Oh, okay,
Basically,
sorry.
So like, okay, I thought, right, if I'm going to be a melee class, it's going to be a race called the Makari, which are the big hulking robots, basically. So I thought, right, okay. So I made my character, and I thought, that's okay at first. This isn't the Makari. So I leveled him for a bit, and I thought, I'm investing a lot of time into this, and I probably might like something better. So I made another character, and I made a Makari warrior. The big, like, hulking robot sort of thing. Male. So I made it, and as soon as I logged into the game, quit the cutscenes, I've seen it, and then I took, like, 4 footsteps forward. Now, if you can imagine in an 80s film where someone's imagining complete serenity, where they're in a wooded glen holding hands with, like, a unicorn, skipping, right?
Oh, right, like the floaty.
Yes, but as a Makari, like this
Okay.
fucking mean robot who's on the dark side, so to speak, when they move like this.
Gracefully.
I was like,
if you guys could fill that straw poll in, that would be awesome.
That's
completely
really not intimidating. So then, okay, so I made another class that was a woman, and just to cement this, I made a lot more races of women, just to make sure it worked. The women are all retarded. Like,
all the female characters. So the animations really put you off.
The animations were shit, and that was half of it. Like, but
subjective as always.
Well, okay then. The actual mechanics of the game itself. Who pointed on now?
Oh, sorry, I can keep going.
Okay. The actual mechanics itself was this. It was the questing. The questing was horrific. And it wasn't just one starting area, because I ended up doing 3 starting areas on my other characters. Bloody hell, they died then. Imagine this.
I'm here for you, though.
Thanks, mate. Quest hub, okay? 5 quests in a quest hub. Fine. Standard. Take all the quests. Look where the majority is. Go to there. When you on your map, because like it highlights it like it does in WoW.
Yep.
So here's your quest hub. Like here's .1, the quest hub. Loads of quests here. So you go from there to there. You do the quests. Okay, there's a couple of quests here, so I'll pick them up as well. So you do the quest there. You pick up a couple of quests where they send you over here. So you go and do those as well. Meanwhile, I say majority are there. There's loads of sub-quests that are now stacking up over here. And the maps are pretty fucking big.
Yep.
So you go. And then, like, you are miles away, without fast travel, from over this side of the map. Because it's not linear enough. Yeah, it was massively underplanned where the quests were going to be. It was like, wow, this isn't taking me on a trip through the zone. It's taking me massively in the one direction and not like working its way back round. Even that would be a better idea because you're seeing all the zone. It's taking me massively one direction and then it's like, okay, so now I need to go all the way back here. And no one in the right mind to see the zone is going to go like this. Because those zones are fucking huge. And I thought, that is annoying the shit out of me. Hoping that it was one starting area, but it was every one that I started. So I thought, do you know what it was that made me quit? And I shit you not now. It was one moment that I had a quick thought, and that instant I stopped my account. And it was sat there, and all I said to myself was, it will do until WOD comes out.
Yep.
And
then,
then
I think most people have the excitement.
And then the chain reaction from that was, well, if that's the case, then why am I leveling these characters if I'm never going to play them again? So then that's when I thought, fuck it, quit it, went back in a WOD. No, it went back into.
Went back into WoW. So it's just a case of I know this is a time sink.
Exactly.
I know this
exactly.
I know this is a time sink
The
until
anime-
what,
yeah.
and now I'm like, I don't know why I want to
really
sink time in
cool.
there.
Yeah, it should be really cool. Like, I mean,
Did
especially.
anything blow you away? Did anything make you think I want to close? This is because this is what I'm waiting for. I'll get into this a little bit, but did anything make you go, leave me alone, world? This is awesome. This is what I want to do.
Nothing in that game. The only thing I liked in that game, which I'm hoping, because I've not seen it yet, was your plot of land in the sky.
Yep.
Which I'm hoping the garrisons is going to be as equally as good.
I'm so surprised at how good garrisons are. I can't wait to talk about it in a bit.
That's the only thing that I liked about that game. And the fact that it was a future-based game, but when I was expecting to be the bad guys, if I was an evil robot, I'd expect to be a fucking evil robot, not a mildly camp idiot mincing from A to B. It just didn't fit. It wasn't that good.
One of the biggest problems I actually had in the early days, I didn't get into too many details because obviously I played in beta, so I didn't go into too much detail. I gave my general thoughts on it, which is all I really was comfortable doing. But was the sound effects really put me off. The ground effects really made me angry, especially in the first dungeon when you got bosses but you didn't mind the ground effects.
I like them for what they did for charge abilities, especially for charge abilities. I did like them. Here's another thing though. I didn't actually bring this up before, and I'm thinking about it now. A couple of the way that abilities work really fucking confused me because it didn't make sense. Like for the engineer that I can't remember the name of the ability, but basically your blaster like fires out all these like additional parts of it, and it starts spiraling, and then you fire off like this torpedo that
like a rocket launch thing.
Exactly, but it penetrates everything for the initial damage. But the line that it left on the floor, anything that stands in it, like, you know, like get out the fire sort of thing.
It left a trail of fire.
But
how does a rocket leave a trail of fire?
But it's not a trail of fire, like, because nothing touches the floor from the rocket. It's just got this like blue line which shows you where your ability is. That's slowly slowly ticking down sort of thing. But it's like, A, there was nothing in that animation that suggested that's going to happen, and B, how the fuck am I meant to keep something in that thin strip?
Into that strip of pussy. It's that pussy strip. Just looking at the votes, I'll put them on the big screen so people can see. Because it's actually relatively interesting, I think, from my point of view anyway. Is that, in fact, 75% of people basically just didn't buy it at all. I'm interested. I would be interested to ask the question again, maybe just get a general one, is, did you guys try open beta? Did you play it? You didn't buy it, but did you play it? 17% bought and quit, and 9% are still playing, which is cool. But it's only 39 people, actually. Of the 400 odd voters. Their votes are still coming in. I'm going to leave that open. Someone could keep reposting it. I'd be interested to see. I'm not trying to shit on the game at all, but there's a big confusion about stuff I've said in the past, which is that I'm just WoW forever. And that's just so wrong. Really wrong, because we've been looking for a new MMO since Wrath of the Lich King. Without question, I've been looking and waiting for a new MMO to invest my big time into since Wrath of the Lich King. And since then, I've been trying them all with really excited hopes, riding the hype train in every MMO that came out in that period. And I'm telling you, I cannot be more truthful now, is that the second this MMO arrives, I will drop WoW like a sack of shit. I'm not even joking. I'm more than ready for a new MMO. Massively more than ready. But it has to be new.
Yeah.
And in terms of new, as in the year it came out, it's Wildstar's new game. But it's not new. There's nothing there for me that's like, this is the new thing that's going to happen. But I am so desperately waiting for the new MMO. I'm waiting for just something to come in and just say, and make me think to my head, close the fucking curtains, close the doors, order the pizza, wife,
I'm not moving.
Disappear. I want to have that, I want to be so engrossed that I'm just like, leave me alone because I'm just having such a good fucking time. And that's not happening. And maybe it's a pipe dream because the companies themselves, this is the problem why people get angry. And we get angry at each other. And I think that's really wrong, is that we're all angry at each other for saying, no, this game's going to be amazing. That game's going to be amazing. I'm not talking about Wildstar specifically. I'm talking about when a new MMO comes, people are like, it's going to be the best. Look at the marketing and all this shit. And I'm like, nah, you know, it might not be the best. And then I try it and I'm like, yeah, it's not the best. I'm sorry. I don't feel that way. But we all fight each other. The problem at the moment is that these companies aren't trying at all to make something new.
It feels like they're trying, but they're trying not to be like Warcraft.
I don't want to rock the boat too much.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But like, here's another thing. Like, I can't remember. It might have been Vanish. It might have been someone else. I can remember. It's weird. I can remember. It was when I was doing a transmog run, and I was on TeamSpeak with someone, and I was talking to them. It was when I just quit Wildstar, and I said, it's the fact of the matter is, WoW feels, not questing, not visuals. Well, sort of visuals in terms of this. It just feels better. It feels smoother. It's like, well, yeah, well, they've had like 10 plus years at mastering that. I said, what you don't get is this feel was around in vanilla.
That's
the
what
way
I'm trying,
that
this is
your
what I've been trying to say
characters
to people.
work,
It's really
your
like
abilities
banging
work.
on a wall
Exactly.
for some people.
It's work. It feels it's smooth. Whereas in Wildstar, it's just not fucking smooth.
It really pisses me off because people were moaning at me like I did the first WOD video and I was like, oh, I actually would complain because I said the early questing in Draenor for the garrison stuff is very daily-ish, and I said I don't like that. I want to stay away from that. But I understand that this is how this game, built 10 years ago, this is the integral part of the system of how this game is designed. So I understand that. And people are like, oh, but you're a stupid cunt because you said in Wildstar that you didn't play it because of that. Yeah, because that's new. And I'm not doing that again. This isn't new to me. And WoW, I do expect it. Because it's a 10-year-old game that was built on that. So when I go into WoW, I don't expect this brand new fucking system. What I really don't want is to see a brand new game and it's similar. The next game you know what I want in the next MMO? I want fucking FPS. I want cities. I want tanks. I want to be rolling in. I want apartments. I kind of do want a Neocron, but a modern one where it's a planet. All of us want probably eventually the same thing, which is where we're all on one planet. There's not servers, and it's a world at war is where we want to be. We want to be flying planes over. And people say, well, like PlanetSide, but if you've played PlanetSide 2, which we have, it's kind of okay, but it's not an MMO.
No.
It's a big deathmatch, essentially, and that's not what I'm
looking
for. There's
not areas for leveling and grinding, it's just
there's not places to go and do stuff. There's not places to really explore. There's not going out because the stuff. Yeah, I got you in before PlanetSide. Win. That PvE element I always loved is to go out. It's just go out with your boys in a tank, cruising, and motorbikes across the desert and all that kind of stuff. And literally going for looking for all that kind of stuff. And
Destiny's not an MMO though, is it?
Yeah, it is.
It's really?
Yeah, but it's like PlayStation 4 only, I think.
I never knew that it was an MMO. That's
I'm not. Destiny. I'm not playing a shooter on a console.
Oh, an MMO.
I'm not playing a shooter on a console in a million years. I'm certainly on the. I wish for the love of God people would stop saying the new consoles are next gen. It's starting to really get on my tits.
It's funny though.
It's almost the illusion.
It's so funny.
It's making me fucking sick now that they keep calling it next gen. Stop calling it next gen. It isn't. And that name recycled over and over is convincing people it's next gen. It's not. It never has been. It was old gen when it was fucking came out. But yeah, that's not the kind of... Destiny isn't what I'm looking for. I'm waiting for that big thing where I'm just like, yes. Huxley was kind of the closest I think I've seen to it.
Yeah.
I don't want another hotkey MMO. I love WoW. But I've been ready for a new MMO for 3-4 years, but at the moment it doesn't exist. MMOs are easily my favourite genre because every day is amazing in an MMO. And that sounds really ridiculous.
And it doesn't cost you
I bump into people, I fucking go and do stuff, situations arise with so many people around you in an MMO that just don't exist in other games.
I know it's been put back and it's a long way off, it's just a random question. Is The Division going to be on PC?
Yeah.
Good, right.
The new trailer for that is amazing. I almost cried.
Really? I've not seen the new trailer.
You've not seen the new trailer for The Division? Dude, it is well intense.
2000.
Do you remember the Dead Island trailer, the first one?
Yeah.
Which was nothing like the game.
Oh, don't go to the fucking game.
But yeah, Destiny's not on PC by any means. Don't confuse that. Destiny's not going there. But I think this one really backs it up in the style of how The Division works.
This guy keeps spamming Warhammer 40k MMO. Wasn't there a Warhammer MMO anyway?
There has been a Warhammer, but it failed. And again, I almost don't want it to be an established IP. Do you know what I mean? I almost want it to be something new and in its own world and can be completely creative and open. That's what I'm desperate. I am absolutely, and I can't stress enough, really desperate for a new MMO. I can't wait for that next one. And believe me, you'll all know when it comes. A lot of people send me emails after talks like this where it's like, you should try Filthy Kaiju Monster MMO. Nobody plays it, but it's really good and it fits all your demands. It's like, no, that's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for... You'll know when it happens. Yeah. Is what I can say to you guys. When it arrives, whoever makes it, and maybe Star Citizen's going to be it, because, God, that game looks so
You are going to need some fucking tech for that game, man.
My old beast ear is going to be doing me proud.
I'm going to torch it.
My beast ear is going to do me fucking proud, son. I might have to overclock my processor, but I'm fine with that. I actually turned my overclock off because it made a slight sound.
Do you know what I can't wait for? Like, I think it's the closest thing game-wise, apart from Batman, that I can't wait for, and that is GTA 5 PC. Pure, not for, just for the game.
Yeah, because I was on the train of like, yeah, I'm not going to buy it now. It's been too long. Yeah. Fuck you, Rockstar. But now I'm like, yeah, I'm going to get it.
I'm
going to get it because it looks so good.
The multiplayer on the PC with a Mod's Workshop is going to be fucking glorious.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I can't fucking wait. In fact, hey, Mr. Vinny Bear, nice to see you back. Should we talk about E3 before we go for a quick break? Because then we'll do the WAD Alpha stuff, which is going to be so much stuff. Nintendo, I could be bent over by Miyamoto right now and banged rotten, and I would give him a big fucking high five. E3 Nintendo was like unfucking believably good.
I saw the PR.
It was so good. Oh my god!
It was like, I think it was mainly from Reddit where I saw it, but some of the things were like Miyamoto and stuff. It was Nintendo, like the post, like Nintendo knows PR, and it was like the big cheese of Nintendo, just playing games with kids. Half of the pictures were just the games, but then half of the pictures, like Miyamoto and the kids, like playing the games, and like some of them were like really laughing, but some of them were like, you know, like it was just.
Well, you
the
said
whole...
that Q for. Can you find it?
I'll have a look on this PC. I'll send you a link. Carry on.
Yeah, it's just everything that we saw about it was just fucking crazy. No, just the point there is that people's innovating for the sake of innovation. All I'm waiting for is somebody to try. Right? It seems really idealistic, but I just want someone to try. But Smash Brothers, obviously the Mario Kart 8 deal right now, which is legitimate, but the fucking open world Zelda, the thing is with Nintendo, people complain about Nintendo not innovating, right? Which is kind of a kind of misnomer because they use the same characters, but those games innovate so much and they iterate and they do so much with it. It's so much fucking fun. A Wii U has got to be the only next gen console that we fucking do. You really thought a Nintendo sucked?
Oh, I'll tell you what, I will find you actually. I can't find that picture, but here's a testament to it.
Here we go. Yeah, so I can't wait. Even Captain Toad. It's the only system that seems to be not. It's completely exclusives, right? It's completely exclusives. Everything on it, and yeah, it's like if you like any of those games, how are you not going to buy a Wii U now? They're the ones that are really going to fucking blow your mind away. The only way to do it is to safely to play at premium. I don't know. I think a Wii U is definitely the way to go right now. And after E3, I mean, there was a lot of stuff at E3 that I did not think was particularly special. E3 itself I thought was really disappointing. Besides seeing Witcher 3, looks alright, The Division.
Have you seen how much Witcher 3 costs on the PC?
Aren't they giving it away free though?
On the PC?
They gave it away free to everybody who attended E3. They gave them the code to get it for free.
Well,
how
fair
much?
play to them, because it's 50 quid on the PC.
50 quid?
I shit you not. You go on Steam now, you can get it if you pre-order it for 40 quid. Yeah? You wait until release, you're paying 50. Fuck you. That game had... The first two had worse questing than Wildstar.
Well, people love The Witcher though. Maybe it's just
the
because
game
it suits you.
Yeah, the game itself was really good. Now, and I'm one person who can completely appreciate the fact that you don't judge a game that was that old by today's standards. You set when that game was, but the question.
I don't always agree with that, though. Do you?
What?
People was like, oh, you can't judge it compared to. It was the same argument I had a lot of people about Gears of War 1. Is that I really disliked Gears of War 1. I liked 2 actually a lot, but Gears of War 1 I really didn't like. It's like, yeah, well, you compare it to today's standards. Like, no, I'm not. This. I looked at the time period that Gears of War came out to make sure it wasn't that, and it wasn't. It was just an average shooter game for me.
It was a release title though for the next.
Yeah, it was a release title, but during the same time period, I forget the exact games. It might have been things like Half-Life 2 came out in the same year. You know, games like that were just like.
That's thing. I know it's good, but that's like established. That was like next gen over the shoulder third person. That's what it was. That
was the gameplay I didn't like. Actually, there was a lot of gameplay faults in it. And people were like, "No, you're comparing it towards today's games." I'm like, well, I'm not, because I play a lot of old games. I really don't mind playing old games at all. When the Steam sale starts, which is fucking soon, right? It's like crazy soon that the Steam sale starts. It's in like 5 days. Steam sale, and
whoa.
What? Yeah, Steam sale's in like 5 days, I think. The summer Steam sale. The summer Steam sale is in like 5 fucking days. 5 fucking days that's going to happen is the Steam sale's coming, so get ready. So, I mean, is there anything you're excited for? Just before we go to a quick break. I'm going to try and pick up Wolfenstein 3D, because the new Wolfenstein. I didn't buy it on the day because I was going away on honeymoon, so I'm going to wait now. I convert to Ray, guys. Hello to you. I'm going to wait now till the Steam sale just to see if that Wolfenstein pops up.
There's
nothing that's the kind of the game I'm waiting for.
This is why I love the Steam sale, and it's not because I'm waiting for a title. Apart from, I can't remember what it was this year. Oh, it was Far Cry Blood Dragon, I think it was, that I was just waiting for.
Brofist the Blood Dragon.
Yes.
If you've not played Blood Dragon, please buy it. It's so good. So good.
But basically, every year, and even that year when I got Blood Dragon, I was still waiting for it.
Could be July. Could be July.
The games that I buy aren't ones that I'm waiting for, but ones that I think, well, that looks good, and it's cheap enough that it's not going to cripple me.
Yeah,
so I buy it, and it's like, wow. Like Saints Row 3.
Yeah, I
It's
got
been
that
out for so long, and then I bought it on Steam sale, and I was like, why the fuck did I not get this on release? And then as soon as 4 came around, I had the pre-order of it. I could not wait to fucking play it. In fact, I was streaming a trans.
One of my games of the year last year, Saints Row 4.
It's
Easily one of my games.
So good.
I had non-stop fun playing that game.
And it was like I already had it pre-installed on Steam doing a transmogger. As soon as it ticked midnight, I just quit and put that game on. And the intro to Saints Row 4 with the rocket scene and the song in the background, genius.
Yeah.
So good.
I actually read an article while I was away that they're not looking to make another Saints Row. They're not sure where to go with it, which is really sad. Really sad because the Saints Row was Saints Row 4 was the best superhero game I've played outside of Deadpool. Might be slightly better, but in terms of superhero games, Saints Row 4 was easily one of the best.
It was
either number 1 or 2. It's a superhero game. It's not anything else. It's
and
a
I
superhero
remember
game.
my biggest niggle in that game was, wow, they've really cut back on the radio stations for the cars. This is a fucking joke, because the radios in 3 were amazing. However, you spend an hour in that game and you realise I'm never putting my
I've never been
body
in a car. I don't care because I can leap from the heavens
Exactly.
and drop a nuclear bomb on the streets. I had a fucking blast. Saints Row 4 was easily one of my favourite games last year. I had non-stop fun, and I can't argue having non-stop fun in a game. Unlike things like Tomb Raider, where I picked it up and I was like, put it back
I've
down.
still not played that.
I've got it. I can't get more than 20
got
minutes
it.
into it.
I've
It's all
got it.
QTEs and shit. I was
Okay.
fucking bored. The Batman games.
I love them. In fact,
But I bet you still not finished Arkham Origins. Neither
well,
have
let me
I.
tell you why. Because that and Black Flag
Black Flag.
both got took off and not cloud save when we did my SSD.
Yeah. Why the fuck is... I hate Uplay.
I don't know.
I fucking hate Uplay.
You know what annoys me more than that is the amount of fucking hourage that I put into Splinter Cell Blacklist to unlock all the fucking gear, and that's not cloud saved either.
Why have a DRM manager if you're not cloud saving people? What fucking useless wank is that? Even Binding of Isaac cloud saves. Binding of Isaac. I think it does anyway, I could be wrong. But I'm pretty sure it does. But
Have you played Watch Dogs, aka the Arsehole Simulator?
I felt bad for the Watch Dogs guys because it was just okay.
Did you see that
It was
thread
just alright.
on Reddit by a Watch Dogs developer?
No?
It was crazy. This guy, like he said, there's that many developers on it, and we had obviously a very strict time frame because the game had to have been scrapped and rebuilt with these new constraints of what the consoles.
Did they blame the
do.
consoles?
No, they blamed the big cheeses at who made the game. Is it
It's Ubisoft.
Ubisoft? Sorry. This guy, and I think it was actually Top Post as well. Really interesting read. He said, "My job after the remake of the game was to create a really dingy biker bar." As detailed as I can, as authentic as I can. So I said, I presented it, and it looked amazing. Like, you looked around, it was dingy. There was like tattooed guys in just like sleeveless waistcoats and beer, and then there was
Put
like
a lot of detail in.
it was so good. But then they decided that the area of the city now where that is going to be a family district. So on the outside of it, apparently it's a ice cream parlour. You go into it, it's a biker bar.
So
the other
offensive.
Thing,
It's rude to the developer. Just move the fucking location.
Exactly. The other thing that he said was when he was bug testing, he went to a higher up and said, "Look, this speaks for itself." Showed it him on a tablet, and it was a picture of a train track that went straight 90 degrees.
A train track.
Yeah, he sat there on the motorbike, like looking at the train track, straight and 90 degrees. He says, "This needs to be fixed." And the only thing the guy said to him and then walked away was, "Don't worry about it, no one's going to notice."
Oh, you see, that really makes me sad. I mean,
What?
Watch Dogs was one of the games I was hyped for.
Yeah.
But after reading all about it, it's nice to get hyped for a game that's going to be good. You know what I mean? There's fun there. It's really nice to get hyped for a big game. I mean, GTA 5, we don't even need to know the hype because we know it's good. It lacks content end game because they've just not put it in. As from what I can remember, I haven't exactly followed GTA 5, but there's loads of stuff that they promised that hasn't existed.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, like is it heists, something like that. Heist is something they're still not in the game. It's been like a year.
Oh, that
now
was for
since
the multiplayer thing.
Oh, the end game multiplayer stuff.
Yeah,
We always finish the game.
yeah.
But I don't really play multiplayer GTA that much. I like the big campaigns. It was one of the reasons I love Vice City. I loved the Scarface story and how it unfolded and doing all the extra stuff. Same with Assassin's Creed 4. I like just being out in the world and doing stuff. And that's why the Assassin's Creed portion of Assassin's Black Flag, which people are like, you don't like stealth games, you like stealth games. And then I was like, yeah, but I didn't hatch. That was like 10% of the game for me, is the stealth bit. I did it when I had to. The rest of it was me out bombing forts and fucking pirating and going swimming with whales and shit. And that was fucking so awesome.
I can't wait. Do you know what I can't wait for? And it was the same feels I got in GTA 4, but that was console based. Is before I played the game, before I played the story, when I got GTA 4 home because I booked the day off, the first thing I did was took that game online, went straight to the airport and got in a Blackhawk, and then just like sailed around the city. And it was the first time that I can remember where people communicated to you. They had to ring your phone.
Mm-hmm.
And I was flying around, it's like, everyone's like, where the fuck do you get a Blackhawk? And smugly I'd say, dude, there's an airport in the fucking city. Where do you think I got
I was just going to say, what kind of... That's the same people who ask you where you get them out and stuff.
But then, like, when it's open world and you're creating your own action like that, and there was two of my friends who had just come from Rainbow Six playing into GTA 4, sat either side of this Blackhawk, like, with assault rifles and rocket launchers. And we're just like skimming the water, and like you can see the bullets hit the water before the boat, but you're creating that action and stuff. That's why I love open world GTA. Yeah. And I can't wait for it.
We're gonna have a blast with it. Same with the new Assassin's Creed. Just while we're on the E3 subject, I'm not following it because I kind of think they're going back to old Assassin's Creed style, and that's really put me off.
French Revolution they picked, so they have gone back a generation to the French Revolution.
But it's not going to be like Black Flag, is it?
It's not going to be. Dude, it's the French Revolution.
That's all I'm saying about it. It's not going to be like Black Flag.
It's the franchise that I want to see, and they need to fucking do it. Is I can't remember. It's a dynasty, like a Asian dynasty, but the samurai, dude, an Assassin's Creed with the samurai would be so good. But no, French Revolution.
Yeah, I don't want to be in a city or whatever all the time. I'm waiting to see him, but as soon as I saw that, I was like, nah, that's not what I'm after. I don't want your Assassin's Creed game. I want the other stuff that you did inside an Assassin's Creed game. That's what I really want.
They've raised the bar a lot, though, for that game. So that game, the French Revolution one, has to have some major mechanic in that game.
French, people are getting so pissed. French? Jesus Christ. The only other game I'm really kind of little hyped for is that one that's entirety of America. It's a racing game. The Crew?
Oh, the one where you're doing like your heist and stuff.
I think it's racing, but you can literally race. I think, is it in real time as well? You can race from like Orlando to LA or something like that.
Wow,
yeah, it's like the entire.
Real time.
I'm pretty sure it's the entirety of America. Yeah. So you can actually, because it's like it's an MMO racing game. Is the feel I've got for it. So you can actually have like a crew of people who are based out of Miami versus the New York crew and all that kind of stuff.
I totally remembered footage that they did at E3 for a game that I was already hyped for, and that's the Shadows of Mordor.
Well, that's Assassin's Creed Lord of the Rings style, is it not?
I know it is.
Assassin's Creed Lord of the Rings.
But Jesus Christ, that game does look delicious.
Yeah. All right, let's take a quick break because we need to get onto our WoW stuff, man.
Cool.
If we don't WoW it up, we're going to have a big old angry armory. Right, so we'll take 5 minutes, get a drink, and then we're going to WoW the fuck out of it, and I can give you all my kind of gut feeling thoughts, which is what you guys kind of come to listen to, and then get mad about me later. Aww.